where will these fish go? We were supposed to protect them. They make so much money for us. 5 years ago, there was a study that fly fishing brings $113 million into our economy. That was 5 years ago. Our best scenario is to protect it for generations to come and just keep making money off of the goose that keeps laying golden eggs. That's just how I see it. Belize is that last place where we can say, you know what, we don't want that, and we're gonna be successful. We have been. I'm a third generation. I'm the perfect example of how successful, sustainable fishing has been.
Ramel Gomez is a third-generation fly fishing guide. He is just one of the guides who use the salt flats, commonly called the bajos, just off the coast of San Pedro, to earn a living. Of recent, it has also become the spot to kite surf, a relatively new tourism offering in San Pedro. But pretty soon, Alex and others who use the bajos around Cayo, Rosario may no longer be able to do so. That's because the mangrove island called Cayo Rosario, which is a part of the Hulchan Marine Reserve, was sold off to a private developer, John Turley. And now Turley and his partners have been taking steps to start a massive development that will see more than 50 over-the-water bungalows built smack in the middle of the reserve. They say it will provide some 300 jobs. But for construction to happen, the developers say they will have to reclaim parts of the key that eroded over the years. That means that the bajos, which serve as grounds for bone, permit, and tarpon fish, will also be gone. And to locals, it's not worth it.
To build on the island is not a problem, but to build on top of the Krong land, all the bajos where we do flat fishing, permit, tarpon, and bonefish, all around the island is a shallow flat. That is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for that quest, that they're not supposed to touch 1 inch of that flat where I have made my life, where other guys from the whole town, like I could say pescador, go fish, blue bonefish, private users in general, they've been using it for more than 100 years. But the fly fishing business started probably in the early 70s. So right now we're seeing that they will kill this flat, will take it to zero.
But if left up to the residents of the island, this will not happen. San Pedranos say that this will not only be an environmental mess, it will also cost the tourism industry in the long run. And it will destroy the livelihoods of thousands. It's a view shared by marine scientist Adiel Perez, who has been conducting research in this area.
Those areas are very shallow, less than 2 feet, and you have to understand that in these substrates, that's where macroorganisms live, crustaceans, shrimps, crabs, and these are the food source for bonefish, tarpon, and also permit. So if we remove these habitats, these fish are actually site-specific. They will completely be removed from their habitat, and if they go to another habitat, they're going to be creating more competition with other fish population in other areas.
And for this reason, more than 200 concerned residents held a public meeting on Tuesday night to discuss the proposed development. According to the organizers, government authorities and local officials were invited for this meeting to talk about the recently approved EIA, but the officials were a no-show. President of the Tour Guide Association, Billy Leslie, led the call for no over-the-water structures.
We want to see development done in a sustainable way, a way that is going to be here for me, my kids, and my kids' kids, for many to be able to enjoy. That is the type of development we want to see. The bajos are very important. They are the habitat for those precious bonefish, tarpon, and permit. We cannot allow that development to dredge the area, to fill the island, to be able to develop.
So they got clearance from NIAC to do the overwater structure?
Got clearance to go, and because this is a concept. This is now they have to come with the right plans and get permission from all the authorities and so forth. If you're a developer, you know that's an open ticket to continue.
No explanation as to why we've, given the green light to something like this?
No explanation whatsoever. I mean, they have even failed to answer our petition to come and explain. If they are representatives from the Department of the Environment and they think we are wrong, then publicly come and show that we are wrong.
Other local influencers as well as visitors to the island support the concerns of the residents, tour guides, and fishermen.
When we get ready and start move on Bembo Pan, I will be there with you. Bembo Pan. Belmopan should not and will not decide what happens on this island. We are the protectors of San Pedro, and I thank everyone for being here. And the news, if you can at least put this little piece and say, I am telling Belmopan, my colleagues in Belmopan, I, Gary Grief, stand against you.
Unfortunately, our letters, just like everybody else's, were not heard, and so this is what we have to do next. I mean, they went ahead and approved it. I do understand that they're going to go back to the developer with some stipulations that he's going to have to comply with, but the bottom line is that they're still going to be building in the Marine Reserve. So our voices need to be heard, and whatever the decision was made by NEAC, we need to let them know that we do not support that. And our National BTIA is behind us in this effort as well. And, you know, it's not just about us, it's about all of us on the island.
Hearing about this proposed development out there, how does this make you feel as a visitor?
It's actually horrifying as a visitor.
I've been coming here for about 10 years, and what brought me here in the first place was permit tarpon and bonefish. I came to Belize because of the quality of fishing. Fishing is a passion of mine. It's the industry I chose to work in. And, you know, as these developments happen and as flats and the mangroves are lost and habitat is lost and these fisheries are compromised, it affects my decision to go to the places. And this is a place I want. I caught my first bonefish. I caught my first tarpon. I caught my first permit here with Abby Marin, who spoke earlier today. I did that all here, and I want my children, my great-grandchildren, to catch their first bonefish, their first tarpon, their first permit here in Belize.
Leslie called on the mayor of San Pedro and the minister of tourism to intervene.
I now am pleading to both of them to stop, take a look at this, and look at what we are saying. We are saying that this developer does not need to take our land to build and sell. Let him develop his land. Let him make presentations of what he wants to develop within his land. Leave the protected area alone. There was a reason we protect it. Let's leave it there.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.